Welcome back, everybody, to the Weekly Members Podcast. It's going to be me and my main man, JD, from JD Talking Sports. This week, I wore all my Braves gear to troll everybody, and everybody got scared because their teams are such garbage. We have more wins almost than every other team in the division combined, so nobody wanted to show up today. That's all right, though. We still got a couple of topics to talk about, and I'm ready to do it.
Me
I'm
too.
ready to do it. I wish Kyle was here. I had a good Kentucky thing. I'll wait. I'll wait for him next time. But one thing I saw that's definitely sports related, and all sports, I guess, is they're coming out on ESPN is ESPN Jeopardy, hosted by Joe Buck.
Oh,
Did you
the
see that,
sports.
JD?
Yeah, so I would.
Yeah.
Would you, Paul? Would you do well on that? Because I think there's certain things I would kick butt, and other things I'd be terrible at. But I'm interested in trying.
Yeah. Like I would say anything hockey, I'm probably not going to get too much. College basketball, I'm going to get a lot. Those would be like my ceiling and my floor right there.
Right.
But who knows what they're going to do? I mean, they could literally be like Olympic sports won by a guy with the last name starting with a Q, so things like that. So maybe like historic Olympic stuff I may not be up on, but college basketball, I think I'd be begging for the daily double.
All right. Yeah. A true. Yeah. You want to do the true? What's it called when you do the true? Let's do I forget what that. Man, my brain is. I'm still Paul. The thing is, I'm so shocked over the Phillies getting rid of Rob Thompson that I haven't been able to process anything. I'm going through withdrawal, and we don't even have Kyle here to even talk about his Philly debacle.
Well,
Yeah.
Well, what I thought was funny on top of that, though, they're like, we have a perfect succession plan. We're going to get Alex Corey. Just became available. It'd be great. He'll love to come over here. Nope.
Donnie Baseball.
And so,
what do you think about
now
that?
you
What do
got
you think
Donnie
about Donnie?
Baseball. We will not stand for any slander for Donnie Baseball on here. Love me some Donnie Baseball, but I will say I'm not sure he's fit to run a major market team at the moment. But who knows? Again, it's not going to hurt his legacy in my eyes, that's for sure. But yeah, no slander whatsoever, but I'm not sure that's the answer. And they know it's not the answer too. That's why it's just the interim tag, and I was pretty quick to make that too.
Right.
What do you think about it? I know you love you some Donnie Baseball.
I love. Listen, he was with Toronto, the bench coach. They went to the World Series. They should have won it last year what's his name? I always forget his initials, but he was a former. If he would have run, from third base, maybe tagged a little sooner. What's it? Cafella? Man, I'm blanking on his name. The guy from third base. I'm blanking. How do I feel about it? Yeah, I don't know. I hope the Phillies suck. It'd be nice for them to have a really crappy year, and Kyle, we could just keep it going on and on and on with him and all the other Philly fans. I don't know. I don't know if it's going to make a difference. But it was early enough, in my opinion. Like I saw something. The Mets were 19-9 last year. They're 9-19 this year, and you see that too. I don't know. Can he light a fire on him? I don't know if Donnie Baseball's that kind of guy. You got a lot of prima donnas there in Philly, and they weren't playing up to expectations. Something had to be done, I guess. Thompson wasn't getting they were having a terrible year, paying too much money. Can't be any worse, right? I mean, they can't get any worse.
No, I don't think so. Their hitting is atrocious.
Atrocious.
And
yeah.
actually, so are the Mets as well. I think the Mets have had like double digits. I think it's like 12 or 13 games where they've scored 2 or less runs.
Right.
And what I've been really happy about with the Braves is our hitting. Last year we had nothing but hitting because we lost our starting 5. Didn't even have the opening day. It was unbelievable. So we had literally nothing but our offense, and they, just kind of cracked under the pressure. And this year been blowing it out of the park. So I'm all over it. We do talk about a thing on this podcast is April championships. It's a thing where people start claiming banners and things like that, before May. Usually doesn't work out too well. Usually the narrative doesn't carry that long into the end of the season, but I am going to be touting my April championship because we're putting up historical stuff, and so are they, and they couldn't be any farther from either sides of the spectrum. Between the two teams, there's probably 1.2, 1.3 billion between the Mets and the Phillies over the next 10, 15 years. And we probably got $400 million, something like that. Like it's we might as well be the Rivalries and just playing with house money. So uh, I'm gonna I'm gonna be pretty optimistic about it, but I haven't seen anything that's gonna make us slow down. We did just lose our closer to the IL for a little bit, but I'm not really all that worried right now. I don't see anything for me to worry about. I don't see anything for me to worry about for the next couple of years. Actually, we got
But
everybody shored up until 29 or something like that.
this is what I wanted to ask you then. Does this now we're talking about joking about April championships? I mean, well, serious in a way. But now does you have bigger expectations for the team now the rest of the year for the Braves the rest of the year, Paul? That's a question I have for you.
I do,
Like,
but I'm not going to tell them that. So I do, but I don't want to
okay,
put the pressure on them. So I'm not going to I'm not going to let them know. But I like for last year I was cautiously optimistic about my Redskins, and I had every right to be. It was literally everything was RG3 2.0, and it kind of ended up that way. So I didn't start tooting the horn too much after the season we had the year before, but I feel pretty confident about this. I mean, the Braves have been in I guess the projections to be a top five win getter the last like 4 or 5 years, and I feel really good. Our rookie last year, our rookie catcher Drake Baldwin. I mean, he's ended up being a stud so far. So I mean, he could be the next good catcher. I don't mean he's going to put up Cal Raleigh like power numbers, but he's a great player all around.
yeah. Listen, I'm all for you tooting your horn. I just was kind of curious if you're feeling like Acuna tonight has two for two with an RBI. So Acuna's what's he at in 252? It's still early, but Baldwin 306. You got a lot of guys in the lineup that are like not too many guys. I mean, you got guys solid this year. Yeah, you're
How about
29th
you? How about
with
you
what?
up in New York?
Okay, so this is the thing. My cousin told me today that Aaron Judge has the best batting average in his first at bat, and then for every other at bat, he's terrible. But he's got 11 home runs. You got Rice with 10 home runs. They're the first two guys I saw with 10 plus home runs, 20 plus RBIs in the first month of the season. They haven't really played anybody, but they're beating the teams they're supposed to beat. So they haven't. I forget. It's been a while since they've even won a series in Texas, and I mean, they're winning the game. They're beating the teams they should. I mean, if that turns out that, but and they still don't have Rodon and Cole back. So, and Jazz isn't really hitting well. You know what? I mean, what do they have? 18 wins already? I mean, I guess we're going to see. But I would say that they're playing better than I thought they would. So, and they haven't got all the pitching back. So, and Judge isn't even in for average. They're up 1-0 tonight. Anybody at home run? Oh, Bellinger. Okay, so I mean, and Judge doesn't have a great average so far. What's Judge hitting? Judge is hitting 260, which is all right.
It's
And
not bad.
no, not bad. And Rice is playing like out of his freaking mind. And the Cam Schlittler is like, I really thought he was gonna have a drop off, and he's been pitching well. Freed's been pitching well. They just sent Heel down, and yeah, I mean, what are they? They're right now they're 19-10. They could probably maybe get their 20th win tonight. They're beating the so yeah, I mean, right now 20-10 to start the season would be really nice. I just don't know. Once come playoff comes, that's the thing. All the so yeah, I mean, I'll expect them to be a playoff team. Will they do it in the postseason? Story for another day. I don't know. Is
Yeah,
that
I think
long winded?
you could end up with 100 wins and flop in the playoffs, and they'd be calling for once again Aaron Boone's head.
Right.
I definitely would leave Jazz Chisholm where he is. I wouldn't want him to disrupt what you got going on. He is like Johnny Manziel with Antonio Brown level CTE. Like the stuff that comes out of his mouth, the stuff that he thinks is rational, like is crazy. Like that's my analogy. I think he acts like Johnny Manziel with Antonio Brown level CTE. Like
100%.
he's a nutbag, and so he's too young to be that Like I think he's going to like if I could pick a career because people were excited about it, and I was kind of excited. My son, my 12-year-old son, likes watching Jazz Chisholm because he's pretty electric. But now he's electric for another reason. But the career that he reminds me of is that I could see his trajectory. Yasiel Puig, like so
Oh,
popular,
yes.
so good, and then all of a sudden lost his marbles, and now what is he? Is he facing jail time for, like, and he plays in the Caribbean League and
Right.
chases batters, hit pitchers around the bases with a bat, like and stuff. Like I mean, he's nuts. So that's my projection for him if he keeps it up. So, but you got enough young guys there. Just swap him out for Dominguez. Keep Dominguez up, and I think you. I mean, it's the Yankees, man. Their
Yeah.
payroll is unbelievable. So I mean,
Right.
you've got players every single year that can get it done. It's just a matter of fact, a matter of do they or don't they.
Right. Right. Yeah. So like you said, it's early. We haven't even got to May. You have to deal with injuries and everything, and it really for the Yankees, it's postseason. And Judge did it last year where he had a good postseason. No one else hit. So I mean, I knew that was gonna. It's like feast or famine with this team. So it's been
And
forever. They
speaking
won a championship. Yeah.
and speaking of injuries, like so, I've said this before, and I think it said it last week or the week before. Like it doesn't. I don't give baseball players as much respect when they get hurt because it's like me if I got hurt running a mile. Like I should be able to do that without problem. And they will only run or walk whatever a couple of miles a game. Francisco Lindor last week hit a home run and could barely walk the bases and pulled his hamstring or whatever it is, and who knows how long he's out. It's unbelievable. Like I don't get it. 90 feet 4 times and you take 4 lefts. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's like a NASCAR driver
Or
not being able
UPS.
to go 10 laps without crashing. Like, I don't get
Right.
it. It doesn't make you can't be that good of an athlete and be that vulnerable on such a mundane activity.
Well, how about Stanton, Paul? He was running the bases, I think, on a Jazz hit, came up lame with his calf, and now he's on the IL. And it's like every year, he's going to, and he's built like a Greek god, but he's built like he's a plate of glass. He just can't stay healthy. It's crazy how much yeah, blows my mind how much he gets hurt every year. So I hear you. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Oh yeah, nothing like a hockey player, Paul. They get they get the whole bridge taken out of their mouth and they're back in
Sure.
35 seconds. Oh, 85 stitches. Okay, I'll be back on my next shift.
Yeah.
Whereas,
I mean, they'll play with torn ACLs. They'll play with anything. If
right,
they've physically able to do it, they're going to. And you're going to get more guaranteed contact in that than I think almost even in football.
right.
There's still positions where you're not going to get hit all the time, but I mean, people are like literally their business is knocking the bejesus out of you in in hockey. It's ridiculous. So and the fact that you really got nothing upstairs from the neck up that's really going to protect you, but so much is ridiculous. So
Yeah, I
um,
agree with you. I agree with you. Yeah.
so I did want to talk about the NFL draft. I thought this would be a bigger conversation, a broader conversation, but I got no problem keeping it in house with what we got right here. I am actually, after the talk and what I saw, I'm excited for what the Jets are going to be in 2 years. Between this year and next, you have 6 first round picks, $150 million in cap room. You've got 5 or 6 really good young players. And I think after next year, you're going to absolutely blow nuts next year. It's going to be terrible, probably. I hear that even Russell Wilson is now possibly going to be your quarterback too, and that's not too freaking good, man.
No,
But
it's Chino.
with
It's Chino. Chino's the quarterback right now.
no, Russell Wilson be the quarterback too is what I was just hearing just
The
earlier
quarterback too.
today.
That's please no, please no, please no. I won't off this
Um,
ship.
I think you did great in the draft this year.
I
I
don't
think
disagree.
when you get your 3 picks, which are going to be good picks next year, I think you're going to be set up, and I think there's going to be some people that want to maybe sign there as a free agent.
Still
I
don't.
think you might be in a. I think you might be able to make a pretty quick turnaround. Somebody like the Titans or whatever, like they're going to suck for quite a few years. They've sucked for a couple. They're going to suck for a couple more. The Browns can't get out of their way. I think the Raiders have probably another year before they may actually be somewhat competitive as well. But I think the Jets are going to be a destination. What was it? Sexy Dexy was like, I don't want to be up here in New York at all. I want
Right.
out. It's not about being like, I do not want to be on this team. I think the opposite's going to happen to the Jets. Tell me why I'm right or wrong.
The first quarterback. That's the only thing I have to say to you. Still don't have a quarterback. Don't have a guy to throw the passes yet. I mean, you're right. Next year they could get a quarterback in the draft. I'm very curious to see what Cade Klubnik could do because there was I know he's up and down at Clemson, but he has a lot of there's a scenario that Bill Parcells likes. A lot of games played in college, a lot of passes thrown, leader stuff like that. I I feel like he's got to get. I just feel like they don't have a quarterback, and I feel like that's the problem. I never thought of the Jets and a destination of free agents as on ever I would hear on my bingo card. But thank you for putting it out there. I, I just, I just, I still need to see some. I mean, they were terrible at the end of last year. I mean, they got those last 5 games were annihilation. So I have to see how the younger guys are going to do. I definitely agree with you. I think they drafted some good guys. They got yeah. I mean, I'm very curious. Now, one of my friends thinks that Sadiq is going to be a bust at tight end, and I feel like, and they got Mason Taylor last year, but Sadiq is very athletic. I think he can excel. Uh, they got they got that linebacker that my friend wanted for the Giants. So yeah, I hope it all works out, man. Yeah, Bailey is a guy they said is ready to come in and just get to the quarterback, and I always feel you need to protect the quarterback, get to the quarterback. And Sadiq Omar Cooper Jr. made that phenomenal catch against Penn State in the Penn State game, and I feel like he's the kind of guy who could bring some great hands. I thought I love their first 3 picks, so yeah. I
Yeah,
mean, I'm curious to see what they're going to do. Yeah, listen,
I,
uh,
I I agree. I mean, I think Omar Cooper can be good across from
Garrett
Garrett
Wilson.
Wilson, David Bailey. Not the same kind of takeaways, but obviously your takeaways were embarrassing last year for the season.
Yes.
Um, so anything you can do to pressure, especially if you want to pressure that guy that the other side of the city, state, whatever you want to call it,
Josh
Jackson
Allen.
Dart. Like I would
Oh, Jackson
love
Darno.
to. No, well, I'm not. Don't get too big for your britches here. No, I meant across. I guess technically cross city, across state to New Jersey, technically. But yeah, no, we don't go to Josh Allen. Some people do find him to be the god of gods, but I don't
Not
quite
you.
yet, not anymore.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Well, he had his choice last year. He had or his chance. He blew it
Okay.
last year. Last year was his chance, and I don't think he's ever going to get back to even the AFC Championship ever again.
Wow. Really? Because
Yeah,
I
I
hear
mean,
people tell me this could be the year this year. That's what I keep hearing rumors
I,
again.
I,
But I
I
don't
love
know.
him as a player. I'm not rooting. I'm rooting 100% for him. I just think everything was set up for him to succeed last year, and it didn't happen.
Well, he had too many
I think it's just
turnovers
going
in
to be
that
tough.
Denver game. Right. The Denver game, a lot he tried to do too much. I still feel like he doesn't have the talent around him. I've
I
always
agree,
felt that they haven't put the talent around Josh Allen. Well, he's had a running back, but he's never had quality receivers like go-to guys, and lately, and I feel like that hurts him. But I hear what you're saying. Listen,
but I
I
think,
think, yeah,
but I think the Chiefs are going to be better and healthy. You got the Ravens that
eh,
are better. Possibly the Bengals are even a little bit better.
that's what they said.
Um,
I've heard the same thing.
so
Depth now. They drafted some guys. They said there's depth now that they'll replace Hendrickson with yeah. That's what I'm hearing a lot. Yeah, and Burrow will be healthy. I mean, yeah, it's going to be tough. I mean, now how do you feel? You're wait, you're a watch. I hate saying Commanders. You're a Commanders fan, right?
I then don't I don't say it. I say Redskins.
How do you feel the Skins picks were this year?
Uh, I really wish for some reason somehow we were able to pick both guys. I wanted Sonny Styles, and I wanted Caleb Downs. And I was like, oh, they both play for Ohio State. I really wish we had both of them. We really could have used both of them, but Sonny Styles is a converted safety into like a freak now. Like, he
Yes.
looks like DK Metcalf size coming from um, a safety. So, I think Sean Taylor could have played that same position that he's playing as well, if they really wanted to do that with him before. I was pretty happy with it. Um, I don't think we got, I didn't think we did anything stupid. I didn't think there was any kind of reaches or anything like that. A lot of different teams reached, and I was, again, like when I talked about Caleb Downs, I was not happy that he fell to the Cowboys at 10. That was a very good value pick, which is crazy to say that early in the draft. Because after about the first 12 picks, I think the tier level of player all over kind of dropped a little bit.
Agreed.
But it's like the first like 10 players or so were absolutely elite. One of the things that I mentioned last week, and I was completely wrong, was on Jeremiah Love. I thought he would be the best pick in the draft because of his rookie contract. Well, he got drafted so high that his rookie contract blows away almost every running back. He's pretty
Ever.
much got the highest running back contract in the history of football,
Guaranteed
and
money. Guaranteed money. It is the highest
never
ever. Yeah.
he's never taken a snap in the NFL. So I absolutely eat crow on that one. To me, it didn't even occur to me. It wasn't even in my head that um, it was the way that those contracts. I forgot about how those contracts are locked up at the beginning. They're pretty much
Right.
already set in stone for the most part, except for just some of the language. But the money is there, and going as high as 3 just skyrocketed the value of that. So great for him. It's also going to be bad for him. Great player. Terrible pick. Terrible pick. I wanted nothing more than him for some reason to fall to the Redskins. It's not the position we needed to draft for, but I would have loved to have seen how much it opened up for Jaden Daniels. I really wanted that, especially as a good passing back. But Arizona, I think we mentioned it last week, they have absolutely no line. So we
Nope.
may never be able to see what Jeremiah Love really is in the NFL before maybe it's too late. Maybe his second contract, his second team, who knows? But they didn't do him any favors, except for $50 million. That's about it.
But did Paul? You see who they picked up? Carson Beck, who I think's got a good shot to start. They think that he'll get a real chance to start because of who's the quarterback who they brought back, the career backup, I'm blanking on the Patriots guy. That they said he's got a shot at starting this year. So I guess we're going to see who's going to be Brissett and Gardner
Jacoby
Minshew.
Brissett, yeah,
And Gardner Minshew. I mean, both guys are like journeymen. So Carson Beck's going to go in, and after 18 years of college, he's going to get a shot to show that he can play in the NFL. So they said he's got a shot to start for the Cardinals. And like you said, no line. So I feel bad for Love. I'm glad he got paid, but like you said, he could be the guy who you're going to hear about 4 years from now. Like, he really got destroyed for 4 years, and maybe he'll go someplace where he'll get a real shot to show his true potential. Because they're talking about home run. One guy put up on one of the things I saw on Twitter, said he is a first ballot Hall of Famer. And I said, can we give these guys, let them play a game, even a year? He said, first
yeah.
ballot. I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. So, but did you, what I wanted to ask you about, what do you think do you think he's going to be successful, Mendoza? You think he's going to, I mean, I would hope he'd sit a little bit behind,
Yeah, well, I think the same thing's going to happen like what happened in with the Giants last year. In theory, it would be great. I mean, it was wonderful for Aaron Rodgers, even if Brett Favre wasn't teaching him anything. At least just being a part of the system for that long
right,
was great. Even Carson Palmer got to sit for a year, and that really helped him out in Cincinnati. It's
right.
almost it's impossible. It doesn't happen anymore. So I'm going to say he does get the job at some point this upcoming year. I don't know when, and I don't know why. I don't know if it's because of their record. I don't know if it's because of injury or what. But I don't think he starts with it. But I think he ends up getting it. And it could be sooner rather than later. And unfortunately, it needs to be later rather than sooner. He looks like a great kid. He's like the second coming of like Tim Tebow.
Right.
The way that his demeanor and things like that. That's
100%.
not normally. That's not really a Raiders guy though. A Raiders
Right.
guy is
Stabler.
like Max Crosby is a Raiders guy.
Yeah, right.
Um,
100, yeah.
so, I mean, I wish him the best. That's another team that I think give them another year or two of not doing too well, and they've kind of stocked up on picks, and they did pretty well with theirs. The defensive player they got from Tennessee that was like a top 15 talent, Jermod McCoy, but he tore his ACL and
Right. Yes.
dropped to the third round because of the fear that he needs another surgery. He said he's fine. Of course he is. Um, but they got the pick of the draft if he is not damaged goods. Plus, I mean, if I'm the only thing they didn't really do is they didn't really get anybody. It didn't improve as much as they need to at wide receiver. For Mendoza to be good, you're going to have to throw it to somebody, and Brock Bowers can't catch every one of them.
No. No.
And I think they picked up Jalen Naylor over the winter, and I mean, you got a body out there, but he's not the answer. So there's some decent, okay names out there on the free agent market. I mean, if AJ Brown gets traded to the Patriots, Stephon Diggs maybe would be a name to try on the Raiders. I mean, he's a Raider. He's a dipstick.
They did pick up Malik Benson from Oregon, who had a very good transfer year at Oregon this past year. But you're right. That's crazy. That is the only wide receiver they picked of
Yeah,
the seven
and remember
rounds.
last year, mid-year, they traded Jacoby Myers.
Right.
So, they drafted another tight end last year. I can't remember his name. He wasn't too bad, or another.
Oh wait, you're talking about the kid Meyer from Notre Dame. That's the other guy they
Yeah.
picked. They drafted before
Yep.
Bowers. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, they have they're set from that standpoint, but you got to have people running up the sidelines, and I mean, they need receivers. They need
They do.
receivers.
100%. Yeah.
Um, but you never know. I guess we don't know yet what their plans are for Max Crosby as well. It's known, obviously, they did trade him, and then that debacle getting him back. So, I mean, he's still worth a lot of picks, and he could be worth a veteran or at least seasoned wide receiver somewhere as well. I would love to try and keep him if I were
I would.
the
Right.
Raiders. And
His
I mean,
motor's crazy, Paul. His motor's crazy.
I can't remember the last time that like Tom Brady really, really lost at something. I feel like his voice in that organization is going to help. So he's got to have more smarts than anybody in the Davis family. I'm hoping. Well, I'm
Oh,
not for his sake because
right.
I hate him, but that he can help with some of the decision making, and people will want to come there knowing that he's a part of it.
Yeah, because Mark Davis, first of all, he doesn't he the barber. I don't understand how the barber's like, Mark, we got to change the hair, dude.
There's the
The
Dumb and
Dumb and
Dumber
Dumber,
haircut.
right? Yeah, no, it looks like they put a bowl and they just went. I mean,
Yep.
that's why they have the term fugly. I mean, they triple bag him, so if he falls down the trees, the first two catch, and they still keep him in the bag. I mean, he is
Yeah.
fugly. I hate to say it. He really he's yeah, you're right. He's Dumb and Dumber without a doubt. So and I really it's great for the NFL when the Raiders are good and they're just never good. They just haven't been good
Yeah.
in so long. So
Yeah. No, they're one of the storied franchises. So, um, one little feel good story. I wouldn't say well, maybe not feel good, but I I mentioned last week that whoever the number 57 pick from
right,
Hines was going to get a lifetime supply of ketchup. It
yeah,
happened to be a center. So it happened to be the fattest guy on the field gets a lifetime supply. It was his name is Logan Jones. He's a center from Iowa, and he was picked
yep.
by the Bears, number 57. Lifetime supply ketchup right there.
So I read a good story about him too that he went. He could have come out last year. He got more money. I guess he got NIL money. He decided to stay an extra year, and he came back. How about the kid that got picked up by the Eagles? That international kid who's got like 60% body fat and is like what 300 something pounds that the Eagles picked up.
Well, that's
The kid
right.
from
Before you got on, that's what I was telling his producer about is so, and I didn't tell him this part of it, but here's something I was going to talk about this anyways is
What up, everybody? The beard is here. Hey, I want to give a quick shout out to one of our sponsors, the law offices of William P. Harrington. Credit card litigation, Chapter 7 bankruptcy, estate planning, estate administration, guardianships, they do it all. As a member, listener, follower, supporter of our network, they are offering you a 15% discount on these services. So if you are in the Pennsylvania or New Jersey area, schedule your free consultation today.
Hey everyone, thanks for listening. Just a few quick reminders for everybody. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Michael Jordan is the GOAT. And check out our fellow podcaster, Jim Montgomery, with This Day in Philly Sports History. Thank you.
So the Eagles drafted this guy. He's an absolute physical freak, has never touched a football in his life.
Right.
Yet
Right.
Diego Pavia, who is a top 3 finalist for the Heisman, goes completely undrafted. So,
Yep.
riddle me that, Batman. How does that happen? Like somebody that was up for the Heisman doesn't get drafted at all, and some guy from Nigeria who's just a freak. He's going to be, Nigerian Nightmare, whatever you want to nickname him. I don't know even what position. Tight end, linebacker,
Uar
D-line,
Bernard.
edge.
I think they said defensive tackle. Did you hear what he said to Roseman? He goes, "I'll walk to there. I'll walk to Philly." He goes, "No, we got a plane. We'll fly you there." So he was like 6'4", 306, 6% body fat.
Yes.
He's a monster. But I hear you. Yeah. But I hear you about the Vanderbilt quarterback. Pavia, first one since 2014 to be a Heisman finalist, not get drafted. So I thought he was getting a rookie tryout with the Ravens, but then they just said they signed him to a 3-year contract. But he's the kind of guy, Paul.
But they signed another guy too, and they easily, this is a mini camp. And the funny thing is, the joke is, the mini camp, because he's short, they're like, oh, maybe if he does that, he'll graduate to the full-size camp. But they easily, they're still they could still drop him like nothing happened.
Right.
Right.
I guess we're going to see. But I heard a lot of things about him, but I'll tell you, on the field, he was, I know they said he's a weak arm, but he just made things happen. I thought, and last year, the 10 wins at Vanderbilt blew out Tennessee on the road. Yeah. Oh, yeah, they have Joe Fagnano from Connecticut, who had a phenomenal season for UConn this past year. Yeah.
So,
you're right.
What I think they're doing is want to see how he competes, in a quarterback room. So I think both of them are kind of there, one of you could make this team. We're not taking both. You guys fight it out and see which one can actually compete on a football team and show who's got the better character as well. Because obviously Pavia he's got really loose lips. And if somebody needs a social media get back guy, how the get back guy, the guy said the coach doesn't get the penalties, literally
Right.
yanking the coach. You need a social media one of those for him. Every time he gets all liquored up at the club, he goes right on the socials and ends up just spiraling. It's terrible. So if he can turn that around and just shut up for just a minute, get a little bit of humble pie, I wouldn't mind seeing what he's got.
You heard who his mentor was. Now you heard who he was getting some mentoring advice from. Johnny Manziel, which is never good. That's a guy.
If it's literally if the advice is, here's everything not to do. Here's everything you've done, and it's on my list of things I did, which means don't do it again.
Right.
We don't know what to do, but he can definitely tell him what not to do, because I don't know, but maybe Pavia came from money just like Manziel did, and this is all just kind of a joke to him anyways.
I
Who knows?
I don't think Pavia did. I think Pavia's. I've seen the family that's been at the games, and I'm not trying to judge. But I'm saying I've seen he's a tough kid. He went junior college, JUCO, I think, then out of New Mexico. That guy, yeah, he's tough. I'm kind of curious what he could do. I'd like to see him get a shot. See what he get. Listen, I take him the Jets. I'd take him with the Jets right now. Let him play a couple games. He'll definitely bring excitement. Maybe they'll lose it, but it'll be fun. So
I guess we need to probably key up the sponsors.
All right.
Before we get this rolling too much. I'm not really sure what the producer's doing here. He's on Super Zoom. I can see every nose hair and everything that he ate for dinner tonight. Awesome. So we'll start with Lotwin. favorite hype chain manufacturer. Um, Made all kinds of chains for the podcast community, as well as most of the trophies that are given out in various aspects throughout the year. LOTWYN TCCPOD is what you enter on the website to get 10% off. Great company, great guy running. Everything is great about it. We got one of the Montgomery Stanley family tree members who has, I can't remember the last time that Jim missed a day, does a daily podcast, This Day in Philly Sports History. I mean, I think he's gone well over 1,000 days in a row without missing it, no matter what holiday it is, family vacations, whatever it is. He's more reliable than the mail, which unfortunately these days is not saying a whole lot. But what the mail is supposed to be, that's what he is. So he delivers. Ooh, how about that? Yeah. But yeah, look for him. He also has a couple of days each week with his brother Kyle Montgomery. He's kind of like the sloth version of the Montgomery family, but still a good dude as well. And then we got for any of your hair game, stop by Lancaster. If you're in the Lancaster area of Pennsylvania, you got Sparrow Hair Studio. Talk to Lean, hook you up, get a discount. Great new revamped studio. A lot of great artwork in there. Really retro and really groovy looking place.
Yeah, and I just wanted to say I'm a proud partner now of the Clashing Conferences Sports Fan Network. JD Talking Sports, drop the G. Thursday, I'm going to have on from Autzen Zoo, Dale Bliss, who went to the Oregon Ducks spring game. So we're going to talk about the Oregon Ducks spring game, upcoming season, and Oregon Ducks getting drafted and what's going to happen with Dante Moore next year. Maybe a little baseball and basketball transfer portal. So, but very happy to be partnering with the Clashing Conferences Sports Fan Network. It is quite enjoyable. They are fantastic people, having a blast. Always interesting. Even with the Philly fans, we put up with it, but we power on and we say, you know what? Even those people have to get a little love. I love that
I'm a
you're
big
wearing
fan.
all.
I'm a fan
What?
of Oregon. Right here, I got my
Oh
Oregon
wow!
Oregon
Who's
Marcus Mariota helmet.
nice? That is quite yellow. Very very bright.
Yes, it
That's
is.
good. Wow.
One thing that I'd like to know, like on the, since we're talking a little outs in football, is with Dante Moore, with the absolute tragedy of a human that Texas Tech paid $5 million for as their quarterback.
Really? Yeah.
All I hear is that now Dylan Raiola, who went to be specifically to be the backup at Oregon to take over next year, now may be making some phone calls down to Texas Tech, get his $5 million and actually play this year. I'm wondering what the odds are of that happening and feasibility. Can that actually happen?
This is what I heard.
I don't put it past Dylan Raiola, but can it happen?
They said a player that wasn't in the transfer portal that the coach could lose up to 50%, would have to miss 50% of the games to coach. And there's a fine, I think, too. I read somewhere that a player but I know he was in the transfer portal, that he went to Oregon, but I'd have to check. I'm curious if that affects him transferring to another school after the transfer portal has closed. I think there are fines they have to pay if that happened, if that came to fruition. That's what I saw something and I was like, oh, that's kind of interesting. I was trying to find out where that was. Yeah. Yes. They said Texas Tech is in a tough position. This is from Pete Nakos. With no spring portal and new ghost transfer portal rules, if the Red Raiders added a transfer quarterback now that wasn't in the portal, so he was in the portal, okay, so I guess it wouldn't affect him. But if not, they said a suspension of the head coach for 50% of the season, a fine equivalent to 20% of the program's annual budget. So I guess Raiola would not fall into that category because he did enter the transfer portal. But that's a good one. I could see him going to Texas Tech for a year.
Yeah, that would be a payday. And if he does good, maybe he goes back to Oregon again, the next year. Not that I don't really root for this kid. He's about as loyal as whatever the most unloyal thing is. He's the epitome of what NIL and college has come to. So I'm not exactly rooting for that, but I'm not putting it past him. And I think that was the first thing that I'm sure his eyes lit up the second he saw that kid got $5 million and absolutely just blew it. And for those that don't know, it's, the kid from Texas Tech admitted to gambling thousands and thousands of times
Right.
on games, and apparently was pretty good at it too. I think he was not like a degenerate where he was owing like bookies and things like that. I think he
Like
was pretty good.
Remember Arch Leister, Paul? Remember Arch Leister was a
Yeah.
first round pick out of Ohio State and
Yep.
stayed in the league like a year or two. Yeah, yeah. Brendan Sorsby. Yeah,
Yeah.
who could have went. Now they said if he ends up not being able to play, they said he could enter the supplemental draft like Terrell Pryor had to do after that. The tattoo gate he had at Ohio State with that
Yep.
memorabilia. So that's where they said he could enter the portal. But yeah, they said he was gambling on games that he played in to win when he was a freshman at. Was it at
Utah, wasn't
Cincinnati?
it?
Yes, I forget where was he
Utah.
at?
I thought it was something with Utah. Um, but yeah, I mean, it sounded like he was good. So I mean, if you're going to bet, it's not like the NBA players that are like, I'm betting on somebody to take the under because they're injured, or it's me and I'm literally going to pretend I'm hurt, kind of thing.
Right.
But I mean, you talk about fumbling the bag. I mean, $5 million, that's a generational wealth for you. You don't have to worry about anything ever again. And all you had to do is just not be an idiot. It's not that hard not to be an idiot, but so many people have so much trouble with it. It's ridiculous. I would love the opportunity not to be an idiot for $5 million.
We would all like to hopefully be, but you know what? This is the thing. It's everywhere. No, it was Indiana. He was at Indiana. That's where it happened.
Indiana.
Indiana. But
I knew it was a red
let,
team.
but let me see it, Paul. Don't. It's everywhere, and I love how they have all the ads for gambling. At the end, if you have a problem gambling, please call this number. Obviously, if you're having a problem gambling, you're not like, oh, you know what? I should call this number. No way. I got to make another bet so I get my money back. I'm not making a phone call because I got a problem. So
They
I
probably bet like, oh, I bet $100. This is not going to help me at all. So
yeah. Oh, and did you see NCAA? Now it's a 76 teams. I saw that someone put in the chat. That's in the hopper.
that was my son actually that put that up. My oldest son turns
Oh,
21
really?
in a month actually.
Okay.
That's my son, Irish Spring Green Bean. That's my son. That's a NBA 2K term.
Okay. Okay. I thought you'd find this funny. My friend sent me this from New York Sports. I don't know if it's Arvell Reese, the Giants' first round pick, had a 0.4 grade point average in high school. Now, I don't know if this is true because if he had a 0.4, he wouldn't be eligible to
Eligible.
play anything. But
Right.
yeah. So I was like, okay, take it with a grain of salt. But
Yeah,
I
but
thought that was.
but then he said that he got ended up with like a 4.0 or something like that in college, and I was like, sure.
Oh,
Yeah.
4.0. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right. Right. Okay. I mean, sure. I'll believe that one when I see it. Yeah, sure. But yeah,
So
I
since you
saw.
weren't on the pod we just got off, which was dedicated to basketball, why don't we end on some a little bit of predictions for you for the rest of the week for these basketball series that are still left? What do you think is going to happen? How do you think these current series are going to end up?
Well, I see that Boston is down by 8 with 4:52 left, which I see this, and I know Embiid came back, which I was shocked about. So the Celtic, I can't believe Celtics are going to blow this game at home to make it a 3, and then I'll have to go back to Philly. But if they do, I mean, I can't see Philly beating. So I think that's going to be, if it's not tonight, it's definitely game 6. The Knicks, I think, will win in 6 now because I think they finally woke up and had their come to Jesus moment. It was like, hey guys, we're playing Atlanta has like no, they have CJ McCollum and that's about it on offense. And what are we doing here? So I think the Knicks will win in 6. You know what? I was talking to somebody. I could see the Nuggets coming back and taking because Minnesota lost Dante and Ants out, right? Indefinitely. I could see he had a double the other night, Joker. I could see them winning in 7. And Raptors. And I think it's over for Pistons. Pistons losing in 5. Pistons are losing in 5. And the Raptors, I think this could go 7. I still think I like Cleveland in the series, but I would love them to lose and Harden go out in the first round. I would love James Harden to go out quickly. But Raptors are, I'm shocked. I thought the Raptors were done after being down 2. I thought it was over. And they've played well the last 2 games. So did I answer your questions? Yeah. I
100%. What do we? Yeah, I mean, I think. What about the Magic? Oh, you
oh
said
no,
you said they
no,
would
I
beat
have
the Pistons,
Lakers. So the Lakers have it right. Lakers have one more game against the and I'm
Rockets.
sorry, Spurs are done. Blazers are done.
Yes, I'm
That's
aware.
over. That's over. Tomorrow should be the Lakers. I, Lakers Rockets game three, or wait, what was it? Game three that the Lakers had no business winning, and the Rockets just. I have a cousin out there. He said we have no point guard, and they don't play as a team, which I'm kind of shocked about how they won 52 games this year. But I think Lakers going to win in five. That's over. Yeah, and but I'm really kind of curious if the Raptors can pull it out against the Cavs. I just don't know. They're a younger team, and if they lose uh, Donovan, where would he be like? You know, he can sign an extension this summer. Is he going to be like, hey, I want to go somewhere I could win? So I think there's a lot of things at play this summer with these guys. I think the Pistons realized they didn't have. I mean, how do you win 60 games and get blown? They look terrible. They look
They
terrible.
look like the Cavs. They look like the Cavs last year.
I
The
know.
Cavs were,
Right.
were already crowned going into the playoffs.
Yes.
Lost in the first round, and
Right.
Detroit's doing the same thing. They
Right.
are not playing tough at all. Like they are. Like we were talking, Jalen Duren is just getting run over, and he's a monster.
Yeah, what's going on there? Like, but I heard they didn't add any players. They needed more shooting, which they didn't add. And Cade Cunningham has what 24 turnovers. Also, he had a terrible fourth quarter yesterday. I was shocked. I thought they were going to come. It was 2-2. I was shocked how much they stunk it up yesterday. I really was stunned how badly they were playing. I, I really expected, yeah, like you. I don't know if you did. I thought they were going to make a little run right here with after how well they did. Regular season doesn't mean anything in a way, but I still thought it was going to
Yeah.
show something. And now I think I hate to say it, but it's going to come to fruition that the Celtics are going to go to the finals again, and I'm going to have to deal with Patty. Well, he's actually not crazy, but he'll be but we'll have to deal with that. I think Celtics have the. What do you think about that? I think the Celtics are in the driver's seat right now.
In the East, I definitely think they are. I think the Knicks, even if the Knicks win, I think they're going to
Yeah,
be just they're
yeah,
going to be tired and beat up against the Celtics and the other two teams, Cleveland and Detroit. They just don't want it. They just don't want it.
right.
So, yeah, I think it's a good path for the Celtics. I'm not going to say an easy path because the teams that are upsetting, they're upsetting good teams. So obviously they're doing something right. But I think their path looks very promising for sure.
Right. And then, to get a little ahead, the NBA draft this year, they have so many studs coming out. The kids coming out for the draft this year, it's pretty stacked of the kids that could, franchise this. Divin Sada, the kid from BYU. Uh, I mean, he's like a man
You mean
child.
AJ Dubanta?
Yeah, Debansa. Yeah, I mean, you got him. You got Caleb Wilson. Whatchamacallit,
Darren
the
Peterson?
Darren. That's another
Cam
thing. Darren
Boozer.
Peters. Yeah,
Cam Boozer.
Boozer. Yeah, and then yeah, I mean, and then I don't know if Cole Pete's going to go pro from Arizona, but I'm not. But those four guys alone is just like, and Peterson's the kind of guy who can take over games, like you saw it at Kansas. So I'm kind of curious. Yeah, I mean, were you shocked? You weren't shocked about the Cooper Flag, were you? I mean, getting Rookie of the Year. I know that cannot bowl.
Uh, I wasn't too shocked. He's a bigger name, and down the stretch, he played better down the stretch. Khan kind of fell off a little bit. His numbers were like off the charts. Like you couldn't look away. Be like, oh my gosh, like what is all this, all these threes and everything he's doing? He became just a good player. He wasn't electrified like what Flag was doing. Flag was dropping, historic numbers, and was really looking good. So, I mean, there's a lot of things that it would all have to be edited out if I could tell you exactly how I felt about both of them. So I can't say anything
Oh,
because
right,
it's
because
not.
they're Dukies. They're Dukies.
Yeah,
I hear you. I hear
yeah.
you, the Duke. But I also feel that Khan was on a team that made the playoffs, that had a run. I feel like that, whereas Cooper Flag was on a terrible team this year. I know he didn't have a lot of talent around him, but I think that should have been, I mean, also set the record for most 3-pointers made by a rookie in NBA history. Khan did, and I'll be honest with you, I didn't expect him to be that good. I remember him watching in college, and he had moments, but he went to the pros. He took it to a different level, which I was really shocked. I didn't think he was going to be that good, and he really turned out to be a very strong player this year. So I
I
like
agree.
yeah,
If you look at him, you put him stand him right next to Cooper Flag, you're like, that guy's not going
right,
to make it in the
right,
NBA.
right,
That is not the body of a man that makes it in the NBA successfully. So,
right.
but yeah, before we got on here, I was just looking at video of his little brother, Cager, and he's the number one shooter in the country. He shoots 54% from three.
Wow.
He's 6'11", I think he is,
Could you imagine being
or
6'11" and
six.
shooting 54 from three?
Yeah,
Oh my God.
it's
Now,
so.
what year is he in high school?
I think he's a junior, so
Unbelievable.
he's still got
That
another
means
year. Yeah,
so that
still
means
got another couple years.
he's going to go to Duke. He'll end up at Duke. Yeah, you
Yes.
know it's
Well,
going to happen.
there's other
You know,
brothers too. There's a
yeah, they're all
whole.
going to go to
They're like
Duke.
the
Yeah, yeah.
they're like the whole stupid Plumlee family and all those other tool bags.
Uh,
Yeah.
I know. Sucks. Just sucks. Just like enough already. Enough. Well, as long as they keep losing in the tournament, I'm fine. So they can do get all the guys, get them all drafted, and then in the playoffs in the March Madness, I'm good to go. It's
Yep.
Christmas, New Year's, birthday, everything wrapped in one. So you just keep doing what you're doing, guys. You get your draft,
100%.
you get that draft class, you get that recruiting class, number one, and then you choke in the tournament like you do every year. Shire, I'm okay with it. I'm fine with it.
Love it. I think that might be the take that takes us out, because I thought we were going to end on a sour note talking about how all these Duke players are playing good, but yeah, that's literally my motto going into the tournament. My team doesn't have to win as long as Duke does. I will forfeit a championship for the rest of my life as long as Duke never gets one.
And think about this: if I just thought about this, if the Braves stay this way, they'll be 80 and 36. So if you just keep going, maybe you guys will win like 120 something games, and it'll be the summer of Paul, and it'll be the summer fall of Paul, and we'll just ride that wave, and it'll never end.
That'd be nice. I'm sure there'd be a lot win chain around there somewhere to commemorate that, but I'm not sure the podcast community would be able to handle all of that. But hey, we'll see. We'll see if we can get into July. Let's go to July. I'll go to baby steps first. I'll go to July.
Okay. Right. Well, you're up 7 and 10.5. You got the Mets and the Phillies are 10.5 games out of first after
Yep.
playing 28 games. That's beyond pathetic. So
Yes, it is. Hey, another positive.
yes,
So,
yes, yes.
all right. Well, I truly appreciate you hopping on. I love the one-on-one here. I think it's going to be better content than what was expected with what we thought was going to be just with the participation this week. But that's fine. Look forward to a full crew next week. I know everybody's got lives, so this is all for fun. This is all for put in as much as you can. No bad dogs here at all. So
Right.
I appreciate it, and I'm looking forward to the budding relationship that Clash and Conferences had with JD minus the G talking sports.
Same here. It was awesome. So
All right.
I'm glad I was showed up. So I'm glad made things. Yeah.